Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. Swift Current is one of 15 locations where Transform Saskatchewan is hosting public meetings to get a better insight into what local residents want for the future of the province. Here in Swift Current, students and staff of Maverick High School participate each year in the White Ribbon Campaign. The Maple Creek branch of the Salvation Army has been in the community for 100 years and continues to support local residents through its food hampers and the annual Christmas campaign. Thanks for joining us here today. Public consultations are being held across the province to get your input on the future of Saskatchewan. We have more in today's top story. What will Saskatchewan look like in the next 10, 15, or 20 years? Swift Current is one of 15 locations where Transform Saskatchewan is hosting public meetings to get a better insight into what local residents want for the future of the province. At a recent meeting in downtown Swift Current, a cross-section of community stakeholders came together to give their thoughts on which direction the province should move towards. Discussion which surrounded the carbon tax, value-added products, job creation, and tourism. Curtis Hemming is the Director of Government Relations for the Saskatchewan Chamber of Commerce and says the Transform Saskatchewan project is an independent collaboration between the Saskatchewan Chamber of Commerce, the Saskatchewan Construction Association, Mining Association, Manufacturing Council, and Agricultural Producers Association of Saskatchewan. A concept which came together following the release of the 2016 provincial budget.
And they said that they wanted to undertake some transformational changes in the province. And for a variety of reasons, that was interpreted as being just cuts. And we didn't want it to be just a conversation around, well, what programs and what services and what things we can cut as a province. We also wanted that conversation to be about what things can we invest in as a province to better position ourselves to capitalize on growth when resource prices come back and as economic growth continues. And so we weren't sure that that conversation would happen on its own. And so that's why ourselves and our 4 partner organizations pooled together our money and resources and are now going across the province to have conversations about what can transformational change mean besides cuts.
Hemming further adds the conversation around the table varies from community to community, based on what each region is already leading in, whether it's agriculture, oil and gas, or other sectors, and their concerns for future growth and stability of their communities and the province in general, with some conversation leading to the provincial crowns and their future in the overall Saskatchewan landscape.
We didn't need to do these conversations with the communities to know that there would be a difference of opinions about what the role of SaskTel should be, what the role of SaskPower should be, what the role of SGI should be. We knew there was going to be differences of opinions in what the role should be. And that's great because as we look to how we're going to build the province and the economy of the future, we need to figure out how to best use these crown corporations to help us build that future.
Roundtable discussions across the province, which for some in attendance, further identify what their community has to offer to new businesses and residents.
We know the energy sector is very beneficial to our area, and I know there's some potential moving forward and into the future with renewable energies, given our location with really strong characteristics for wind and solar and some of that area and how we can partner with whether it be SaskPower in the province and private industry to take advantage of renewable energies.
Information collected from all 15 communities will be compiled and then presented in a report to Premier Brad Wall and Senior Cabinet in March of 2017. With hopes that the provincial government will then consider suggestions made by residents across the province on the future of Saskatchewan and any transformational changes it may be considering. More information on the Transform Saskatchewan project can be found online. Wishing you the best this holiday season and into the new year. For Mayor Dennis Perreault, City Council, and staff of the City of Swift Current. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from the management and staff of Chinook Refrigeration and Air Conditioning, serving Southwest Saskatchewan since 1976. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from David Anderson, Member of Parliament for Cypress Hills Grasslands. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from the board, management, and staff of the Cypress Health Region. Maverick High School students in Swift Current are taking a stance once again against violence against women. We have more in this report. December 6, 1989 is a moment in Canadian history which many won't soon forget, as 14 women at the Montreal École Polytechnique were gunned down by a lone gunman. And since 1991, Canadian men have campaigned for the safety of all women, with men and boys of all ages encouraged to wear a white ribbon as a pledge to never commit, condone, or remain silent about the violence against women. Here in Swift Current, students and staff of Maverick High School participate each year in the White Ribbon campaign, making the white ribbons to wear in school and further dispersing them to other schools across the Chinook School Division. Along with wearing the white ribbons, open discussions and video presentations have taken place leading up to December the 6th. To further bring to light the issue of violence against women, which can take form through physical and verbal abuse. Open discussions, which have been eye-opening for many of the students.
When I first saw those statistics, when I first showed up at the meeting, they were shocking. I was very surprised by the amount of oppression that women face. And it was something that I was like, I don't even have to worry about that. That's not even on the back burner for me. But these women have to deal with this every day, right?
With the teaching staff showing their obligation to the students to help these young men set a positive trend in standing up for the rights of all women now and into the future.
Our role here as male staff members is to help them, to educate them, and to be good role models and really do what we can as men to help end violence against women.
While in some cases, helping to break the cycle of violence already experienced in many family settings.
Some of them may have grown up in an environment where there was abuse, so that could have been normalized for them. So it's kind of just trying to get them when they are younger, so that if that is something that they've learned or seen as being normal, that, you know, we can try and help them change their view about that and kind of work towards fighting it.
Over the years, the White Ribbon campaign has spread worldwide, with men around the globe taking a stance against violence against women.
We would take a fundraiser that they do every year at the universities, and we'd extend it across a whole week here in Swift Current in our own community.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from the management and staff of Pinnacle Financial in Swift Current. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Gus, Louie, and George at the K Steakhouse and Motel. Book your Christmas party or New Year's celebration today. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from the staff and management of Pioneer Co-op, celebrating 80 years in Southwest Saskatchewan.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from the Dr. Noble Irwin Regional Healthcare Foundation, keeping healthcare strong in Southwest Saskatchewan.
Those times when I thought that he was just very quiet and shy and withdrawing a little bit, that he was probably depressed and I didn't know it.
And you think that this is a short-term thing. In a week or two, he's going to be back to normal, but that's not the case.
The Maple Creek branch of the Salvation Army has been in the community for 100 years and continues to support local residents through its food hampers and the annual Christmas campaign. The 2016 toy drive is already accepting applications for Maple Creek and area families, along with donated toys for children and youth through the age of 16. And in order to meet the request of close to 100 applications each Christmas, the Salvation Army relies on the support of partnering businesses and other members of the community. The Cowtown Kids Toy and Candy Store is on board with the program this year, with an array of games, toys, and other gifts for donors to purchase. Bob Siemens is the store owner and explains how the annual toy drive works.
December 9th, we're having the Fill the Cruiser Day. So there's a police cruiser in front of the store for the day, and we have an opportunity to fill as many toys into that cruiser as possible, and then that in turn would be given to the hampers and distributed that way. Anybody can come down to the store. We pick out a gift. There's lots of suggestions in the stores for things that they need for these hampers. And then we make the purchase, and then they get to add it to the cruiser and join in the excitement of being able to share the Christmas joy.
And as the Salvation Army's toy warehouse continues to fill up in the coming weeks, parents and caregivers who apply to the program will be able to stop in and shop for their children.
We tried to evolve from just handing them a bag of toys that we thought were age appropriate to being able to choose their own toys. We thought it gave them a little more dignity. It just made more sense. There's nothing worse than opening your third Monopoly game in a row, and there really isn't anything else for you. And we felt that that was the most appropriate way to do it. And fortunately, for the last 4 or 5 years, we've had organizations who have provided us with space, or individuals. In this case, this building is owned by the town, and they've said that yes, nobody's in it, and the parents then can come here. They have a half-an-hour appointment. They can go around and choose all the toys for their children, and often pick up things like wrapping paper, cards.
And as the wish of each child on the Salvation Army's list are filled this Christmas, the overall process is heartwarming to those working on the front lines.
I like seeing people realize that there's good in the world and that there's people willing to help them and to give them toys, and that it's not, they don't have to do anything in return. It's not like a situation where we're saying, we're going to give you toys, but you better do this and do this, and or come to church and all this kind of stuff. It has nothing to do with that. It's people just wanting to give.
Applications for the toy hampers will be accepted by the Maple Creek Salvation Army until December the 9th, with toys distributed through December 15th. Donations of toys can be dropped off at the Salvation Army Toy Warehouse. Visit Maple Creek for unique holiday shopping at a relaxed pace. Several shops are conveniently open until 9 on Thursdays in December, starting with Cowtown Christmas. Cowtown Christmas on December the 8th brings the Heritage District alive with holiday activities, including horse-drawn wagon rides and a visit from Santa. Maple Creek, the perfect shopping and dining excursion. Visit oldcowtown.ca for more information.
During the holiday season, more than ever, our thoughts turn gratefully to those who have supported us this past year. In this spirit, we sincerely say thank you from the bottom of our heart. We wish you abundance, happiness, and peace in a new year filled with hope. From all of us at Lens Plumbing and Heating,
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!
Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at southwesttvnews.com. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.